17, I ran away from home and from everything I had ever known. I was sick and tired, living in a town filled with narrow minds and hate. They used to laugh at me, their children called me names. I would run and hide, feeling so ashamed just for being born. I was just a boy, punished for a crime that was not mine. Life ain't so easy when you're...
Hello, 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 and thank you so much for tuning in to A Spoonful of Comfort. I am Claudrine Jackson. I am your host for A Spoonful of Comfort, reminding you and me that in these dark days and troubled times, that there are those of us who can give comfort. And if you can't give comfort, at least don't give discomfort. And a spoonful of anything is the very minimum you can give anybody. So you have a spoonful of comfort. Even my son, who has a handicap, has a spoonful of comfort. And he likes to comfort people himself. So I thank all the watchers who have tuned in. Thank you so much. I appreciate the privilege of your time. I thank the people who donate to the Purvis Jackson Autism Foundation. I received another check from Network for Good. Network for Good has been receiving donations by way of Facebook. Now, I don't know who is donating to Network for Good for the Purvis Foundation, but for those of you that have donated, I thank you so much. It is a blessing to know that there are people who care. There was a time when I thought that nobody cared about people such as my son. But one of the things I have learned since he came along is that there are a lot of wonderful, kind-hearted, compassionate people in the world. So those of you who donate to the Purvis Foundation and donate through Network for Good anonymously, God bless you. I thank you. I really appreciate you. We could not do it without help from the public. I admit that when I started the Purvis Foundation, I didn't know how hard it was going to be to raise money. I thought it was going to be, well, maybe not easy, but I thought it was going to be easier than what it is. So the fact that there are people who help me, I thank you. Now, you know, the Purvis Foundation is based on the scripture, is based on some scriptures, but one of the scriptures is Matthew 25:40, that which ye do for the least of my brethren, you do it also unto me. It's based on the starfish story. This man was walking along the beach and he was throwing starfish back into the ocean because they would die if they stayed out of the ocean too long. So there are all these starfish on the beach. He's walking along, throwing them back into the ocean. And a man walks up to him and says, I don't know why you're doing this. It doesn't make any difference. There are too many. It won't make a difference. He threw one starfish back and he said it made a difference to that one. That's what the Purvis Foundation, that's our theory. We can't help everybody, but we can help somebody. So I thank you for helping me help others. May you continue to be blessed and to be able to help. The 20 grand reunion was held July 6th. And we're going to be showing you some more of the scenes from the 20 grand reunion. But the 20 grand was one of the top entertainment complexes in the city of Detroit in the 60s and 70s. And I didn't want the 20 grand history to get lost in the shuffle of everything that went on in the city. So you'll be seeing some scenes, more scenes from the 20 grand reunion. And I have to thank the engineer here, Tim Smith, for doing such a great job at filming and editing and showing what went on during the 20 grand reunion. You know, if we don't remember the past, if we don't remember things, it gets lost. And we don't want all of our history to get lost. And there wasn't only the 20 grand, there are those of you, people my age, who will remember Phelps Lounge and Watts Club Mozambique and Henry's Cocktail Lounge and the Flame Show Bar was even prior to that. But these were the places where we went out to have a night out back in the 60s and 70s, and times have changed since then. And these were the places where performers who wanted a place to perform could go to perform. So times have changed, and it's not like that anymore. But I don't want the history of the 20 grand and all the other clubs to get lost in the shuffle of Detroit's history. They are part of Detroit history. So if you don't document something, if you don't remember it, then it gets lost. So uh, thank you, the folks that attended the 20 grand reunion. Thank you so much. Now, just this past Saturday, we had the Big Ticket Golf Classic for the golfers to raise money for the Purvis Foundation. Now, Wesley Gullick, who passed away in February, was the main person behind the Big Ticket Classic. And with him gone, I see just how much work he put in to make it a success. You know, sometimes we don't appreciate people until they're gone. You know, don't miss your water till your well runs dry. But I did make sure to let him know how much I appreciated him. In fact, last year for the 20 grand reunion, I gave him an award as one of the big four, the top fundraisers for the 20 grand for the Purvis Foundation. So I'm so glad that I did give him an award and let him know how much I appreciated him. Who knew he'd be gone the next year? But with the Big Ticket Classic still going on and seeing the difference, there's a difference from when he was in charge and now. So I don't know if it will continue. The golfers say that they will continue, but I thank all the golfers who turned out for the Big Ticket Classic, and I greatly appreciate all who came and all who donated. So I don't know if you heard on the news today about Aretha Franklin's house going up for sale. And you know, I said Aretha was a big help to the Spinners. And I went to, I didn't go to this particular house that's up for sale, but I went to some parties at a couple of Aretha's houses. And she gave the best parties. She had one party, it was a Caribbean party. And her house was like at the top of the hill. And we parked at the bottom of the hill, and there was a horse and buggy to carry us up the hill to the house. And she had island food and she had soul food. She was a force in this world, as you know, because Cheyenne Park is now the Aretha Franklin Amphitheater. Governor Whitmer is naming a street after her, and she already had a street named after her downtown. So she made her mark. She was here. You know Aretha was here. And she was a force in not only in the city, in the world. She made the most of her time. So that's what a lesson we should take from her is we can't all do what Aretha did, but we all can do something. So we should all be using our time wisely. Now is the time. You know, I talk about my age, so we know that now is the time for me, because I've got way many more years behind me than I have ahead. But I'm so thankful that even though the biggest amount of time is behind me, I am so thankful that I still have things that I want to do and that I feel that I still have a future. You know, we go through so many things in life, and you know, having reached the age of 80, I've been through a lot. But this old gospel song that has helped me many years, I thank him for my mountains. I thank him for my valleys. I thank him for the storms he brought me through. If we never ever had a problem, how would we know that God could solve them? How would we know what faith in God can do? We need gospel songs like that. Music is therapy for the soul. Those kinds of songs are healing for the soul, and we all need to have something healing to focus on at times. I want to share with you a poem. I talk about music nowadays is not as good as the music back in the day was, but I want to share with you the words to a song by Miley Cyrus that are really meaningful, and it's called The Climb. It says, every step I'm taking, every move I'm making, some may knock me down, but I'm not breaking. I have to be strong and keep moving on. It's always going to be an uphill climb, but I have to climb. She says, some may knock me down, but I'm not breaking. That has to be our attitude, because there is so much that can knock us down. And Confucius said, it's not how many times you get knocked down, it's about how many times you get back up. So I want to share another one of my poems with me that will be another one of my poems with you that will be out in my book that's coming out before the end of the year. And this is, If It Is to Be. If it is to be, it's up to me. No other alternative do I see. What I want to see is up to me. No other alternative do I see unless you too are sick and through of all the negativity. We need more kindness in the world, and I'm a kindness kind of girl. We need more love and comfort too. Now that's what you and me can do. To get a friend, you must be a friend. At the end of your arm is a helping hand. And that I'll tell you just what you can do. Let me get that right. We need more love and comfort too. That's what you and me can do. To get a friend, you must be a friend. At the end of your arm is a helping hand. You don't have to do a lot. You just do what you can. All you need to do is what you can. When you look into the mirror and you see who you do see, remember, you can tell yourself, if it is to be, it's up to me. That's for those of us that feel that way. I know everybody doesn't feel that way, but there are some of us that feel like we don't want to add to the darkness and evil in the world. So it's time for me to take a short break, and when we come back after the break, you're going to see more scenes from the 20 Grand reunion. So stick and stay and don't go away.
And I was here last year with the Queens, and it was a fabulous affair. And I'm here again today to support this fabulous women and this fabulous foundation. And I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight, and thank all the ladies for having us out again. And we're going to always support them year after year after year. Hallelujah!
Thank you, thank you. I want to thank all of you for coming to the Purvis Jackson fundraiser. And I will let Mr. Nolie Jackson introduce everyone and tell us what he does.
This is Nolie Action Jackson with the entrepreneurial spirit. And to my immediate front is Miss Harriet Cosby of Money Strategies.
I was on your show a few weeks ago, Money Strategies and Associates, Oak Park, Michigan. Nice being here, and what a lovely event.
Linda Taylor. I'm a friend of Nolie and Harriet. I'm a certified public accountant.
This is Mother Ayul to my immediate right, and she is has an entrepreneurial spirit as well. The mother of Miss Love. Thank you so much for coming and helping us celebrate.
Come on, I hope y'all say the DJ saved my life. Working on it right here. So blessed to be here anywhere. Come on, back your feet while you eat. Come on. Might as well have a good time. That's why we're here. Come on. It's going to get greater later. Don't worry about the cable. We're going to have a little fun. Pat your feet and rock in your seat. Fast buddy, that would be me. Come on. Come on. Clap your hands and stomp your feet. Come on, tell your neighbors where you been. Tell all your friends, tell all the women and a few good men. Let's work it out fast, buddy. That would be me. Come on.
Hear me? Did I put the lights out? I'm Claudine Jackson. This is a fundraiser for the Purvis Jackson Autism Foundation. And God bless you all. Thank you so much for coming. I know some of you had to brave the rain, and some of you got caught in the rain and were outside and couldn't get in. So thank you so much for coming and supporting the Purvis Foundation. So we're going to have the raffle shortly. We have food for you, and we're going to have a hustle marathon with the cash prize for the person who's the longest lasting. And we're going to have a show. So thank you so much for coming. How many of you were here last year for the Purvis Foundation event? The Purvis Foundation helps children with handicaps because Purvis Jr. has a handicap. He has autism. He's 44. He still can't read or write or talk or live independently. So for 44 years, I've been experiencing being the parent of a child with a handicap. So I know what other parents of children with handicaps go through. And when you're poor and have a handicap, and a lot of these are single parent families, they do need a lot of help. So by you being here and supporting the Purvis Foundation, you're helping the people that need help. So thank you so much.
Done. Miss Jackson said, you know it ain't right. You know it ain't right if you don't do a song from the Spinners. I said, what? I said, our show already done. What y'all don't know, this was yesterday. This was yesterday. So I said, oh my God, we got to do something, fellas. So if you know the song, I want you to sing along. You got me? Hello, let's go, DJ.
Wow. Whoa.
Love has set us
Thank you. Thank you for joining us at the 20 Grand Reunion. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for the privilege of your time. You can let yourself know that you helped handicapped children today. You did a good deed, and I hope you had fun. So thank you so much for attending.
We also celebrated my birthday at the 20 Grand Reunion. And the singing group, Jason Felix and his Temptations Review group, did a spinner song just for me, and I greatly appreciate it. And they presented me with flowers. And that was something that Purvis used to do all the time. They didn't know that. But it really touched my heart, and it was a wonderful tribute, not only to me, but to Purvis, because he was the flower person. He was always giving me flowers. So I thank everybody that attended. I hope you enjoyed seeing the scenes from the 20 Grand Reunion. And I want to remind you, we never get through life without going through some kind of struggles, some kind of heartbreak, some kind of problems. That's what we say. If we never ever had a problem, how would we know that God could solve them? So a couple of the gospel songs that have helped me and uplifted me and kept me going, I want to share with you. I don't know if you remember the old song, How I Got Over. How I got over. My soul looks back and wonders how I got over. Well, my soul doesn't look back and wonder how I got over. I know how I got over. I got over through people helping me, through scriptures, through trusting in God. Remember the song, I will trust in God till I die. I will trust in God. Even the times when I felt like God had forgotten me, He hadn't forgotten me. It's like the footprint story where Jesus was walking along the beach. The man was walking along the beach, and there were two sets of footprints. And he said he knew that Jesus was walking with him as he was looking back over his life. And he told Jesus, well, when I was going through the worst times in my life, there was only one set of footprints. And Jesus said, that's when I was carrying you. So sometimes we don't even realize that Jesus is carrying us. Like a ship that's tossed and driven and battered by an angry sea, when the storms of life are raging and the fury falls on me, and I wonder just what I have done that makes my race so hard to run. I say to my soul, don't worry, the Lord will make a way somehow. And He has, and He did, and I'm a witness to the fact that the Lord will make a way, that the scriptures in the Bible are not just words to be read and facts to be remembered and stories to be told. They are a way of life. So if you believe in what the Bible says, and if you trust in God, He will come through for you, as He has done for me many times. Like another one that has helped me so long is, I just can't give up now. I've come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me that the road would be easy, but I can't believe He brought me this far to leave me. I don't believe He brought me this far to leave me. Precious Lord, there were times I had to say, precious Lord, take my hand, lead me on, let me stand. I get tired, I get weak, I get worn. Through the storms, through the night, lead me on to the light. Precious Lord, take my hand, lead me on. And would you believe that the older I get, the less weary I get. So I'm so thankful for that. God bless you for watching. I hope that you will remember to give somebody comfort. I hope you will tune in to WHPR 130s every Tuesday afternoon for a Spoonful of Comfort. God bless you.
so ashamed just for being born. I was just a boy.